If I could add another weapon to this Houston Texans team right before week 1, I would put that in the wide receiver group. I need another body there. Outside of rookie Tank Dell, who had a fantastic debut against the Patriots, 5 catches, 65 yards, 1 touchdown. Outside of him, I haven't been impressed or even encouraged by the other wide receiver performances. Now, I'm not trying to put a lot of hate on this group. There is potential there, but that's all there is potential. I think the Houston Texans need to look at who's available on the street, who could be available via trade, who could be available when all 32 NFL teams cut down to the 53-man roster. But before we look into that, welcome everyone to the 713 Houston Sportcast. I am your host, Ruben Calvillo. I drop daily Houston Texans content, win, lose, or draw, so make sure you guys are following me on my Twitter, Instagram, TikTok for the latest Houston Texans news, rumors, and updates. And if you are new here to the channel, welcome. Trying to hit 10,000 subscribers by the end of the season. Please help me get there. Thank you guys so much for your continued and endless support. Let's go ahead and see who the Houston Texans can add in this wide receiver room. Now, when you look at who's available on the street, none of these names do it for you. I mean, maybe 5 years ago, we would have been salivating at the mouth, but guys like Kenny Golladay, Julio Jones, Jarvis Landry, Sammy Watkins, Andre Roberts, all these guys are past the point of their careers where they can make a real impact for an NFL team. Kenny Golladay last played for the New York Giants, about to be 30. I think he only started 4 games. I am good on that. Julio Jones just retired already, man. Maybe someone kicks the tires on you when playoff time comes and they need another wide receiver 4 or 5. Jarvis Landry, who last played for the Saints, I am good on that. Sammy Watkins, I'm good. Andre Roberts, former Houston Texans, 35 years old. Shout out to Andre Roberts for having a lengthy career. But no, I am good on that. And quite honestly, if the Houston Texans would have signed any one of these guys, Kenny Golladay, Julio Jones, Jarvis Landry, Sammy Watkins, Andre Roberts, do you really think they would have made the 53-man roster? I don't think so. I think the Houston Texans should have took their chance on DeAndre Hopkins when he was available, becoming the best wide receiver on the market. It would have fit into the storyline of everyone coming home. How much better would rookie quarterback CJ Stroud be with DeAndre Hopkins? And not only that, man, he allows your young wide receiving core to develop. It takes the pressure all off them and puts it all on number 10. Outside of any of these names, man, I am not impressed. Now, when it comes to a name that might be available once all 32 NFL teams trim their roster down to 53, a name like Corey Davis should excite Houston Texans fans. This is from the U Stadium map. An interesting name to watch as roster cut-down day approaches is Jets wide receiver Corey Davis, former first-round pick by the Tennessee Titans. Davis missed several practices with an illness and personal leave, and when he does practice, he doesn't stand out as one of the top wide receivers. He is due $10.5 million non-guaranteed. Man, I remember when Corey Davis got that big contract from the Jets, they were expecting him to be the #1 wide receiver of the future, but we all know how it played out. Bad quarterback play, especially from the #2 overall pick, Zach Wilson. Now they have Aaron Rodgers, but that wide receiver group is absolutely stacked. This star being reigning offensive rookie of the year, Garrett Wilson. It sounds like Corey Davis is checking out of the New York Jets. And if you are the Houston Texans and he becomes available, you should jump all over this. Still only 28 years old. When you look at his stats this year, he played in 13 games, started in 10. 64 targets, 32 catches, 536 yards, 16.8 yards a catch, and finished it off with 2 touchdowns. That would have been one of the top performances last year on the Houston Texans. Corey Davis would make this wide receiver group better, and he adds immediate competition to third-year wide receiver Nico Collins. Both of these guys are built the same. 6'3", 4'3", 4'4 speed. I think Corey Davis would do so much justice to this wide receiver group. When I look at his career, two seasons stand out to me. One of them, 2018, 891 yards, 4 touchdowns. The other one, 2020, 984 yards, 5 touchdowns, did it in 14 games. There is still something there in wide receiver Corey Davis. Like I said, he is only 28 years old. If he becomes available, this will be a low risk, high reward for the Houston Texans. Man, if Corey Davis ends up as your number 3 or number 2 wide receiver, that is a home run. And just imagine CJ Stroud, you have 2 6'3" wide receivers with speed. The playbook opens up. Go get Corey Davis, man, if he becomes available. That would excite me. And you know he's going to play with the chip on his shoulder against the Tennessee Titans. Hey, also the New York Jets, we play them this year. Switching to potential trade targets that the Houston Texans should go after. Man, I've been saying this dude's name for months now. He grew up here in Texas. He's from Galveston. Played football with Johnny Manziel. The Houston Texans need to go after wide receiver, Hall of Fame wide receiver, Mike Evans. This is from My Sports Update. Bucs wide receiver Mike Evans turns 30 years old today. Evans has played 9 seasons and has gone over 1,000 yards in every single year. No other player in NFL history has achieved more than 6 in a row to start a career. He's been producing on the field from day one. The career record belongs to Jerry Rice, who had 1,000 yards in 11 straight seasons. Evans can inch closer to that with a solid performance this year. Houston Texans, if you want your guy, go out there and get your guy. And you've done this all offseason. This attack strategy is nothing new to you. You got your head coach D'Amico Ryans. You got your franchise quarterback CJ Stroud. You traded up for Will Anderson Jr. You traded up for Juice Scruggs and Tank Dell. You traded up for your entire draft class, man. This is nothing new. You also have some history with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You just worked out a trade for right guard Shaq Mason. Nick Caserio jumped on the phone, called the Buccaneers GM. What is it going to take to bring Mike Evans home? If it's a second, I'm doing that. If it's multiple threes, I'm doing that. I don't think y'all understand the type of player that Mike Evans is. And if he is a Houston Texan, man, watch out. A player that never had less than 1,000 yards in his whole career. NFL defenses not only have to game plan for Dameon Pierce, but now Mike Evans, bro. And just think what all these weapons would do for the development of your rookie quarterback, CJ Stroud. If you get a Mike Evans, you could talk playoffs. You have a legit number 1 wide receiver, a legit number 1 tight end, a legit number 1 running back. Man, let's go ahead and make the call. I'll do it for you. Now, I don't know if the Houston Texans are going to make a trade or even think about making a trade. But when I look at our current wide receiver group, man, there is just potential. And this is a young group, guys. John Mechie's in his 2nd year. Nico Collins in his 3rd year. Xavier Hutchinson, Tank Dell are rookies. Are we going to put all the pressure on Noah Brown and Robert Woods, guys who have never been the number 1 wide receiver and option for their respective teams? I'm not saying I hate this wide receiver group, but I definitely think they need more options. They need one game-changing player. And if it's Mike Evans, let's go ahead and get it done. If it's T. Higgins next year, let's go ahead and get it done. But I think the Houston Texans need another wide receiver. You guys let me know. Am I tripping? Should I trust the process? Or should we go out there and try to win some football games, boys? Let me know. As always, go Houston Texans. Y'all have a very blessed day.